Quick church announcement. I have no quarrel with anybody that chooses to tag me in people's posts and videos. It's social media, so I expect that to happen. However, I do have an issue with those of y'all who continue to tag me in people's videos with the expectations of me helping. Volunteering my services, if you will. And I'm talking about those that tag my name followed by reach out to her, she'll help you, just send her a message. Let me explain something to y'all. When I first got on TikTok September of 2022, I spent September of 2022 up till March of 2023 helping people on different social media platforms with their loved one that was abused, neglected, or was unalive while incarcerated. What that meant for me was during all of my off time, and I do mean all of my off time, and sometimes while I was on the clock doing my own job, that I was being of service to the community. Now, granted, a lot of these families did appreciate it. However, there are also those people who felt like I was obligated to do it. Now, look, I know that when y'all are scrolling, some of these stories pull on your heartstrings and you tag me thinking that I can provide this individual with some guidance. Granted, there's a lot of stories on these social media platforms that are true about things that are happening to these individuals in prison. But I need y'all to realize that some of these stories are bullshit. And some of the family members are full of shit too. How do I know? Because I've tried to help a lot of these individuals. Once I do an investigation, call in favors, make phone calls, I found out some other information that they failed to share with y'all. And then when I asked them, why didn't you tell me this? Or why didn't you put this out there as well? Oh, I didn't think that was important. And let's not forget about the individuals that want to give y'all this sorrow story on social media, but fail to tell y'all that they never wanted anything to do with that individual while they were incarcerated. I mean, wouldn't even put $15 on his book once a year to make sure that he got something out of the commissary. But you want to get a bag off his situation. How do I know this? Because not only do I investigate the individual situation, but I also investigate that family member.
Let me give y'all a quick little story time of one of the people that I helped off of this app because y'all kept tagging me in the videos. No shade to y'all because y'all was doing what y'all thought was the Lord's work, right? This individual said that her family member's weight dropped drastically. The family member eventually transitioned. She felt like the family member would not have transitioned had the institution done everything that they needed to do on their end, but instead they neglected her family member, which resulted in his demise. We corresponded back and forth, and I didn't live in the same state that the inmate lived in. However, I did work in that state before, so I called in a couple of favors, got an investigation going, did a little razzle-dazzle, and found out that this inmate had a terminal illness. I found out a couple of juicy details about this family member. First and foremost, the inmate was incarcerated due to trying to protect the family member who pretended like they were so concerned about this inmate. And while the inmate was incarcerated, the family member wanted nothing to do with the inmate. I listened to this inmate ask this family member, can you buy my child XYZ for Christmas? The family member told the inmate no. The inmate was like, well, you know, I did this for you, right? To protect you. The family member said, I ain't ask you to do that. The inmate asked the family member, can you at least bring my child to visitation to see me? The family member declined. I'm not the one that's incarcerated. You the one that's incarcerated. I ain't asked you to do what you did. Oh, and not to mention the same dude who was knocking her head in. Quite funny. You were back with that same dude after this inmate took a penitentiary chance to help out his family member. This family member even called the institution and asked them to put a block on the phone because she did not want that inmate calling her. Oh yeah, it gets real juicy. Y'all know I wouldn't be me if I didn't leave y'all with a cliffhanger, but your girl got to run in here and get a Starbucks, so I'll be back later with part 2.